They said he was crazy. Because after the fire destroyed everything he had built for 10 years, he bought seeds. He didn't call a lawyer. Not a moving truck. He bought seeds. In a quiet town surrounded by dry hills, there lived a man named Adrian. He wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. But he had something rare. A garden, not just rows of vegetables. It was color, life, discipline, peace. Every morning at sunrise, Adrian watered each plant by hand. He knew which soil needed turning, which stem needed support, which leaf was silently struggling. The garden wasn't just his livelihood, it was his proof that patience works. And across the street lived his neighbor Victor. Victor believed in fast money, quick results, and shortcuts. He often laughed at Adrian's slow, steady routine. 10 years for vegetables? Victor once joked. You could have invested in something bigger. Adrian would just smile. Because he understood something Victor didn't. Growth takes time. Then came the drought. Weeks without rain. The hills turned brittle. The air felt heavy. One evening, lightning struck beyond the ridge, and the fire came. It moved fast. Faster than fear. Faster than hope. The flames swallowed the hills, jumped fences, devoured wood, leaves. Adrian stood helpless, watching 10 years of sunrise mornings collapse into ash. The tomatoes. The orchard trees. The wooden shed he built with his own hands. Gone. By morning, the land was silent. Black. Victor crossed the street and shook his head. It's over, he said. You can't rebuild that. Insurance won't cover half of it. Adrian didn't answer. He just walked into the burned field. The soil was still warm. He knelt down, and he cried. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just the quiet kind of grief that only people who've built something understand. That night he didn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling and asked himself the hardest question a person can ask. Do I start again, or do I walk away? Victor made his choice quickly. He put his house up for sale. This place is cursed, Victor muttered. I'm done. Adrian did something strange. The next morning, instead of clearing the debris, he went to the market. And he bought seeds. The town whispered. He's in denial. He should move on. Even Victor laughed when he saw Adrian pressing new seeds into burned soil. Nothing grows in ashes, Victor said. But Adrian didn't argue. He just worked. Day after day. He cleared charred wood, turned the soil, mixed compost with blackened earth. His hands blistered again. His back ached again. It felt like starting life from zero. There were no guarantees, no applause, no promise that it would work. Weeks passed. Nothing happened. The ground stayed quiet. Victor finalized the sale of his house. You're stubborn, Victor said one last time. You lost your crops. Accept it. Adrian looked at the land, remembering. Then he said softly, Fire destroys what is above the ground. It doesn't destroy the roots beneath it. Victor left the town. Adrian stayed. And one morning, after weeks of nothing, a tiny green shoot broke through the black soil. Small, fragile, defiant. Then another. Then another. The ash that looked like death was feeding new life. Because burned soil, though painful, was now richer. The nutrients had changed. And so had Adrian. He wasn't just rebuilding a garden. He was rebuilding belief. By the end of the season, the land bloomed again. Not the same as before. Better. Stronger stems. Deeper roots. More vibrant color. And people who once whispered now walked through his gates in silence. They saw resilience growing in rows. Even Victor, months later, returned to visit the town. He stood at the edge of the garden, speechless. How? He finally asked. Adrian handed him a small seed and said, Because I decided the fire would not be the final chapter. Sometimes life burns down everything you worked for. Maybe the career, the relationship, the reputation. And in that moment you have two choices. Be Victor or be Adrian. You can sell your hope and walk away, or you can kneel in the ashes and plant again. Here's the truth most people don't understand. Failure enriches you. Pain deepens you. Loss teaches you things comfort never could. The fire may destroy what you built, but it cannot destroy who you became while building it. If you learn discipline, you still have it. If you built patience, you still have it. If you developed resilience, you still have it. And those roots? They survive the fire. So when everything feels gone, remember this: ash is not the end. It is fertilizer for new soil, new beginnings. And the next time you rise, you won't just grow back. You'll grow stronger, experienced,